In America, it seems like it's the minority of people that actually consume goat.
Only a few people are going to want them for pets, and you only need 1 or 2 every year for breeding.
A farmer just can't afford to, feed a baby like that for 3-4 months and then, try and market it as meat. It's just too much extra work.
I mean, the extreme is that they're euthanized right when they're born. We've never done that on the farm. It's not something just our general practices we're comfortable with.
These goats come with everything, the livers, the hearts, kidneys, tongue, face, everything. And we use every single part. Nothing goes to waste here.
No Goat Left Behind is a project to introduce goat as a viable meat option here in the U.S. My name is Erin Fairbanks, and I'm the project director of No Goat Left Behind. We are sitting in the back of Roberta's in Bushwick, Brooklyn, just across the street from the Heritage office. Currently, in dairy farms across the country, there is really no sustainable outlet for their male animals, and often these animals are sent to the commodity market at a very young age or killed at birth. We hope to change that by partnering with 15 small family farms from across the U.S. and committing to selling 500 male animals this October, or as we like to call it, Goattober. We'll introduce Ann Saxelby, whose idea kind of sparked the project, and talk a little bit about how cheese and meat are related.
So something that I think is interesting as a cheesemonger is that the consumer really doesn't realize that cheese and meat have a lot to do with one another. My name's Ann Saxelby, and I'm the owner of Saxelby Cheesemongers. We sell American farmstead cheeses. We work with about 40 local farms that are in the northeastern part of the United States and source cheese from these small farms and sell it at our shop and also to New York City restaurants. On a dairy farm, in order to make cheese, you have to have milk. And in order to have milk, the animals have to have babies. And Mother Nature pretty much dictates that about half the babies on the farm are going to be boys and half are going to be girls. And so on a dairy farm, the girls obviously are kept and raised up for future milk production, but the boys, they don't have an outlet, and their only option usually is to sell them at auction because they're expensive to raise, and a farmer just can't afford to, feed a baby like that for 3-4 months and then, try and market it as meat. It's just too much extra work. Patrick Martins is my fiance, and he is one of the co-founders of Heritage Foods USA. And Heritage Foods is a company that sells rare breeds of animals, mostly poultry and pork, but they also do beef and salmon and all kinds of crazy projects. So Patrick had been contacted to try and sell some of these male goats from this one farm, and it just kind of sparked something in my mind because I thought to myself, well, all cheesemakers have this problem. And I just thought that Heritage Foods would be the perfect company to try and do something with these male goats and have them end up in some of the country's best restaurants, because goat meat is eaten widely across the world, but in the US it's not so popular for whatever reason.
The next step is, how do we sell these animals? How do we tell a compelling story to our restaurant customers and our mail order customers that makes them interested in what's happening to these goats? It makes them care about playing a role in supporting a more sustainable livelihood for these dairy farmers and these goat farmers. We got in the car and drove up to visit several of our farms. We shook our farmers' hands. We walked around learning about what are kind of the nuts and bolts of this industry and how really having a viable marketplace on the back end makes all the difference in a farm's ability to be economically sustainable.
Incredibly, a lot of people have never tried goat, even though 80% of the world's population consume goat as part of their normal diet. In America, it seems like it's the minority of people that actually consume goat. My name is Jim Taylor. I live here at Sunny Acres Farm in Athens, in upstate New York. We're raising meat goats. We've been doing that now for a number of years. We started with boars, we've expanded into Kikos, we've got some purebred animals. Most of our animals are commercial meat animals, and goat meat is best consumed fresh. And what better place to service the New York City market than right here in the heart of the Hudson Valley. We have a great opportunity here, and we look at this as a way to get our name in front of people who might be more interested in consuming goat.
My name is Margot Brooks, and I am a herd manager at Consider Bardwell Farm.
My name is Alex Eaton. I am the herd manager at Consider Bardwell Farm, which is a farmstead creamery that makes both goat and cow cheeses.
And we're raising all of the male offspring for meat this year. The dairy industry, there's always a meat component that goes with it, and we really wanted to be able to do both side by side. So it's a huge expense to raise these kids.
Every single year, every one of the goats that we want to milk has to have babies. And the real difference between goats and cows, say, is that goats have a ton of babies, and singles are rare. Twins are the most common, but they can have triplets.
Only a few people are going to want them for pets, and you only need 1 or 2 every year for breeding. Most people send them to an auction at just a few days old. They don't want the cost of raising them up, and I think they mostly end up as bone meal.
I mean, the extreme is that they're euthanized right when they're born. We've never done that on the farm. It's not something just our general practices we're comfortable with. Being animal welfare approved works perfectly with No Goat Left Behind project because they just fit together, and we can just totally cut out of our schedule calling people who want 2 goats for their kids and just going around the county looking for anybody, putting ads on Craigslist. We have one source, and it's a great source that's going to get our name out there and also make use of the goats that we really have struggled to find use for.
We've secured the animals. They're up at the farms right now, busily munching through pasture. And the next step is really, where are we going to get them slaughtered and processed? We'll walk you through, with the help of Debbie Ball, one of the co-owners of Eagle Bridge Custom Meats, and give you a real entree into what it takes to put on a project like this.
All right, it's Thursday at 1 o'clock, and you are tuned into the Heritage Radio Network. We are coming to you live from the back of Roberta's at 261 Moore Street in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and we are on the line with Debbie Ball of Eagle Bridge Custom Meats. We brought you on the show today because we want to hear a little bit more about your role in Heritage Food USA's No Goat Left Behind project.
Our slaughterhouse and our processing operation, Aaron, as you know, is located out in beautiful Washington County. We're in our 7th year of operation. We started as a processor working with local farmers, and a lot of our farmers were branching out looking for ways to help sustain their business and grow their business. We're coming up on our 2nd year that we've been operating the slaughterhouse, which we added, so that then farmers had the option to be able to bring us the animals, and we handle the processing from start to finish.
We have approximately 50 goats each day that we'll be working with that are coming through as part of the Heritage No Goat Left Behind project. We have built a holding pen area that is not only compliant with USDA regulations, but also we are animal welfare approved. We have 3 large holding pens in an area that is gated so that when the farmers arrive, they can back their trailers up to the gates with the people that work with us every single day. We have a great system of being able to make sure that we know from the time that the animals arrive until the time that they go out. We're fully aware of whose animals they are and then whose product as it goes through.
Now, most of the goats that we'll be doing for the No Goat Left Behind project are going to be going to our wholesale accounts, but there's also going to be a small selection that will be heading out to our mail order customers, and those are going to get further processed. So you guys run not only a slaughtering facility, but also a processing.
For this particular order and the work that we're doing with Heritage, we've been asked to split the goats that are going out mail order will be actually cut into primal sections, or the customers will have the option to purchase the whole goat, again, cut into those various portions.
Debbie, thanks so much again for taking a few minutes out of your day to chat with us and to kind of go through the project, and then also for being such a great partner as we really work to kind of create a marketplace for these animals and have a positive impact on the food system in the Northeast.
No problem. Look forward to it.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks. Talk soon.
All right. Bye, Erin.
Bye. The No Goat Left Behind project would not even be possible without our distribution partners. On the East Coast, we're working with Regional Access and Pat LaFrida Wholesale Meat Purveyors. Our partners in the Midwest are Cannonball Express. And on the West Coast, we count on Preferred Meats. And then, of course, all of our mail order customers are familiar with the big box from FedEx that signifies another delivery of delicious foods from Heritage Meats. It's these people, the delivery men, the truckers, the distributors, who really help our food get from point A to point Z. And without them, we could not have done this project. Goat's not a meat that many Americans are familiar with eating. But we also knew that the chefs that we work with, day in and day out, 365 days a year, were just the types of chefs who would be up for this challenge. Up for the challenge of working with a new and often unexplored protein source. Up for the challenge of communicating with their front-of-the-house staff, and thus with their customers, about the merits of goat meat. They're up for the challenge, and we're excited to see what kind of dishes they're going to come up with. We wanted to take a moment to say a special thank you to all of our partners. From the East Coast to the West Coast, and some spots in between, we couldn't have done it without you. Take a moment in this video to recognize the 15 family farms who have taken a chance in partnering with us for the No Goat Left Behind project. We hope to continue to partner with these farms for years to come, as we'll bring you No Goat Left Behind every October. The No Goat Left Behind project has offered a really unique opportunity for our customers to really say, this is the food system we believe in. This is a change we want to see. We're so honored to have partnered with all these great people, the farmers, the processors, the distribution companies, restaurants across the country, our wonderful sales staff at Heritage Foods USA, and of course you, the end consumer. At Heritage Foods, we believe, as Carlo Petrini says, the best way to help a family farmer is to buy from him. And we look forward to bringing you No Goat Left Behind for years to come. To learn more about the project and other upcoming events at Heritage Foods, please visit us at www.heritagefoods.usa. And remember, this October, no goat will be left behind.